Hey guys, welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Chidera. It is your first time here, and today's video we're going to be talking about my favorite black authors. I'm recording this video towards the end of February in honor of Black History Month. I thought this was going to be an interesting video to film, and it's basically where I just talk about my favorite authors. And while I was creating this list, I realized that all these people that I actually enjoy were all black women, no men. And I think the reason for this would probably be because I just enjoy reading women's work. I'm just attracted to it naturally. It wasn't a thing where like I read these books because the authors were women. It's just what I'm naturally interested in, what I'm naturally like attracted to. So that's why we ended up with a list of all women. I'm going to go right into this video, and if this is something you are interested in, then stay tuned. The first person we're going to be talking about today is Chimamanda Ngozi Adichie. Chimamanda is beloved, one of my beloved authors. I really enjoy her work. I've enjoyed her work since I was 13, and I just can't stop talking about her. She's just someone that I really admire so much. She's an author. She has like a couple books, and my favorite will forever be Purple Hibiscus. I also appreciate her for writing Half of a Yellow Sun, because Half of a Yellow Sun is one book that I'm forever grateful for. It gave me more knowledge about my life, about myself as a black Igbo woman. It made me more cautious of like more interested in knowing about like the history of where I'm from. That's the history of my people as Igbo people. So I really appreciate that. Another book that is also quite interesting and I think everyone should read is Americana. I read Americana like 2016, 20. Yeah, I read Americana 2016, but I'm definitely going to go back and read it again. I have a copy of the book. I just haven't gotten around reading it yet. But I really love Chimamanda, and I hope one day I just hope one day to meet her and basically, I don't know, just I would be so honored to be around her. I'm not gonna lie. I really, really admire Chimamanda. And I've also read some other books like Notes on Grief, where she talks about her dad and how I just about her dad and how much he was able to achieve and her relationship with her dad up until his death, which I thought was really, really interesting to learn more about her father. It was interesting to know that he was the first statistics professor in Nigeria. He studied abroad as well, which is something interesting. But yeah, I'm talking about Chimamanda a lot. Let's go to the next person. The next person would be Francesca Equiasi. Francesca is the author of Butter, Honey, Pig, Bread. It's an interesting book. If you know anything about books, then I'm sure you've heard a whole lot about Francesca on Instagram or wherever it is, because Butter, Honey, Pig, Bread is a book that a lot of people can't just stop talking about, because the book is really interesting, well written. It's holds your attention throughout the book. She's able to hold your attention throughout the book, but some people might argue that it's quite overhyped. So I would suggest you read it yourself and rate it on your own based on your own interest. But I think Francesca is a really good author, and even though like she doesn't really have that many books, I just really appreciate her writing style and her ability to write well. Another person that I recently came across is Damilari Kuku. Damilare is also a Nigerian woman. I think all these people are Nigerian, but let's see. Damilare is also a Nigerian woman because of the name. Damilare is a Yoruba name. Yoruba is a tribe in Nigeria. Yoruba people, they're mostly around the southwest. That's where you find the Yoruba people. And the title of the book that made me fall in love with Damilare is Nearly All Men in Lagos Are Mad. It's a book of short stories. All the stories are filled with realistic stories, things that actually can happen, might have even happened. We don't know. At least I don't know if those are like realistic stories, but those stories are very realistic. It would make you know that okay, this dating life, especially in Nigeria, is really moving left and right. It's a place for the brave. It's really a no man's land. You see different characters, meet different people. Not to say that dating is not a beautiful thing, or being in a relationship is not a beautiful thing, but you just meet different kind of characters, especially in Lagos, because that's where the book is centered, in Lagos. I really love Damilari. That book is really interesting. I enjoyed it. I read it like this so fast because it was easy to read. I didn't feel like I was being forced, or I just wanted to know what else. I wanted to know, okay, what happens in this next story? What is this next story gonna tell me about? Like, Damilari is really good. I just love it. And a lot of people also enjoyed the book. I wasn't just the only one. Instagram, a lot of people are talking about this book. That gives you an idea of how good of a book that book is. Anyway, moving on. Another person that I really like is Ifoma Theodore. Ifoma Theodore is the author of Trapped in Oblivion. I read this book while I was still in secondary school, or high school, if you will. It's a book about, it's talking about relationships as a teenager. It helped me learn about sexual education, especially because I grew up in Nigeria, and Nigeria is a place where not a lot of people enjoy talking about sex, or things you should know about sex, HIV, different forms of STDs. So that book really helped me learn a lot. It helped me open my eyes to like different things that could happen as a teenager. And I also read it at a good time because I was also a teenager at the time. Also an easy read. I loved it. It was always the book that I was looking forward to read again. That is also a book I'm going to revisit. I think I should revisit all these books sometime in the future, really soon. Yeah, let's not derail, but I really love that book, and that is why this author is gonna be in my list of favorite authors for Black History Month. Mhm. And yeah, and without further ado, we are in the last person, and the last person is, I don't know how to pronounce this name, but I'll pronounce it Mbolo Mbwe. Mbolo Mbwe is the author of Behold the Dreamers. I fell in love with this author when I read the book, obviously, Behold the Dreamers. Behold the Dreamers is basically talking about a family of immigrants in the US. They were initially, the man came from the US. I've forgotten the name of the major character now, but a man came from an African country, and he moved to the US in search of greener pastures for him and his family. Unfortunately, the life that he met in the US was not what he expected. He lived there for years trying to make ends meet, not necessarily make ends meet, just change the history or change the story for his family. And eventually, things were not going as well, or not going as good as planned, and him and his family had to leave and go back to their home country. It's also a good book. It would make you learn different things about the realities of people, people that what people are willing to do to change their story, like leaving generational poverty and making life better for yourself and the family. It's actually a book that opened my eyes as well. Every book that I recommended, or every author that I recommended in this video, are authors that I've enjoyed, and they've made me, while reading their books, I was totally captivated. I never for once felt like, okay, I should drop this book and come back. It was a book I was able to follow throughout. Really interesting, really captivating, and they're all Black women, majority from Nigeria. Because I'm Nigerian, I'm attracted to people that are like me. So yeah, that concludes this video, guys. Happy Black History Month. Even though this probably is going to come in at the last day of the month, I hope it comes out early. That's why I'm trying to film it like quick, so that I'm able to release it before the end of this month. But yeah, I'll see you guys in my next video. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. It's very important. I'm watching you. Hit the subscribe button, is just right there. Turn the red button into a beautiful black or whatever color it is on your screen, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye, guys.